The research on ivermectin and COVID. Hello, YouTube fam! Welcome back to our channel, One Healthy Life. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. COVID. We all hate this term, and I don't even want to talk about it. But today, I will be talking about the research on ivermectin and COVID. Stick till the end. This video will be super informative, and please make sure to subscribe to our channel. Now, without any further delay, let's get into the video. To date, only a few treatments are demonstrated to scale back the burden of morbidity and mortality from COVID-19. Although corticosteroids are proven to scale back mortality in severe disease, there has been little convincing evidence on interventions which will prevent disease, reduce hospitalizations, and reduce the number of individuals getting to critical disease and death. Ivermectin may be a well-known medicine that's approved as an antiparasitic by the Planet Health Organization and therefore the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. It's widely utilized in low- and middle-income countries to treat worm infections. Also used for the treatment of scabies and lice, it's one among the Planet Health Organization's essential medicines. With total doses of ivermectin distributed apparently equaling one-third of this world population, ivermectin at the standard doses is taken into account extremely safe to be used in humans. Additionally, to its antiparasitic activity, it's been noted to possess antiviral and anti-inflammatory properties, resulting in an increasing list of therapeutic indications. Since the beginning of the SARS-CoV-2 pandemic, both observational and randomized studies have evaluated ivermectin as a treatment for and as prophylaxis against COVID-19 infection. A review by the Battlefront COVID-19 Critical Care Alliance summarized findings from 27 studies on the consequences of ivermectin for the prevention and treatment of COVID-19 infection, concluding that ivermectin demonstrates a robust signal of therapeutic efficacy against COVID-19. Another recent review found that ivermectin reduced deaths by 75%. Despite these findings, the National Institutes of Health within the U.S. recently stated that there are insufficient data to recommend either for or against the utilization of ivermectin for the treatment of COVID-19, and therefore the World Health Organization recommends against its use outside of clinical trials. Ivermectin has exhibited antiviral activity against a good range of RNA and a few DNA viruses, for instance, Zika, dengue, yellow jack, et al. Cayley et al. Demonstrated specific action against SARS-CoV-2 in vitro with a suggested host-directed mechanism of action being the blocking of the nuclear import of viral proteins that suppress normal immune responses. However, the required cell structure, EC50, might not be achievable in vivo. Other conjectured mechanisms include inhibition of SARS-CoV-2, CL-Pro activity, a spread of anti-inflammatory effects, and competitive binding of ivermectin with the viral S protein as shown in multiple in silico studies. The latter would inhibit viral binding to ACE2 receptors, suppressing infection. Hemagglutination via viral binding to sialic acid receptors on erythrocytes may be a recently proposed pathologic mechanism that might be similarly disrupted. Both host-directed and virus-directed mechanisms have thus been proposed. The clinical mechanism could also be multimodal, possibly hooked into the disease stage, and a comprehensive review of mechanisms of action is warranted. Developing new medications can take years. Therefore, identifying existing drugs which will be repurposed against COVID-19 that have already got a long-time safety profile through decades of use could play a critical role in suppressing or maybe ending the SARS-CoV-2 pandemic. Using repurposed medications could also be especially important because it could take months, possibly years, for much of the world's population to be vaccinated, particularly among LMIC populations. Currently, ivermectin is commercially available and affordable in many countries globally. A 2018 application for ivermectin use for scabies gives an immediate cost of $2.90 for 100 12-milligram tablets. The recent estimate from Bangladesh reports a price of 60 cents to $1.80 US for a 5-day course of ivermectin. For these reasons, the exploration of ivermectin's potential effectiveness against SARS-CoV-2 could also be of particular importance for settings with limited resources. If demonstrated to be effective as a treatment for COVID-19, the cost-effectiveness of ivermectin should be considered against existing treatments and prophylaxes. The aim of this review was to assess the efficacy of ivermectin treatment among people with COVID-19 infection and as a prophylaxis among people at higher risk of COVID-19 infection. Additionally, we aimed to organize a quick economic commentary (BEC) of ivermectin as treatment and as prophylaxis for COVID-19. Studies on whether ivermectin is beneficial in treating COVID-19 patients haven't been conclusive, and health officials have warned people not to self-medicate. But multiple large trials are continuing to assess the antiparasitic drug. Yet, Senator Rand Paul reportedly said researchers were unwilling to objectively study it due to hatred for Donald Trump. He later acknowledged studies are being done. Here we review the research. The Food and Drug Administration has not approved the use of ivermectin, an antiparasitic medication, to treat or prevent COVID-19, the disease caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus. Ivermectin is approved for human use only to treat some conditions caused by parasites like intestinal strongyloidiasis and onchocerciasis, head lice, and skin conditions. Although the National Institutes of Health counts over 70 studies evaluating the security and effectiveness of ivermectin to treat or prevent COVID-19 in humans, the FDA says currently available data do not show ivermectin is effective against COVID-19, and using the medication for this purpose in humans or animals can be highly dangerous in some instances. Yet, at a town hall, Kentucky Senator Rand Paul said the drug wasn't officially available because researchers were unwilling to objectively study the utilization of ivermectin to treat COVID-19 out of hatred for former President Donald Trump. The hatred for Trump deranged these people so much that they're unwilling to objectively study it, Paul told constituents on Friday, August 27, after a lady asked why ivermectin wasn't more available, consistent with the Cincinnati Enquirer's report of the gathering. So someone like me that's within the center thereon, I can't tell you because they don't study ivermectin. In a subsequent opinion piece published by the Enquirer on September 8, Paul said the paper didn't report what he said accurately. He said his point was that we don't yet know the complete story on whether ivermectin is effective, and he acknowledged the drug was in several studies, including a Phase 3 trial for COVID immediately. I never recommended anyone take ivermectin, he wrote. Paul's remarks came almost every week after the FDA used Twitter to scold those that are self-medicating with ivermectin to treat or prevent COVID-19, and each day after the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention issued a health advisory showing a rapid and worrisome increase of both ivermectin prescriptions and severe illness related to its use. The FDA said the agency received multiple reports of individuals requiring medical attention, including hospitalization, after ingesting ivermectin intended for livestock, which comes in doses which will be toxic for humans. Animal ivermectin, which is different from the one intended for people, helps prevent heartworm disease and other parasites in several animal species. Both the Planet Health Organization and therefore the National Institutes of Health haven't recommended the utilization of ivermectin for the treatment of COVID-19 outside of clinical trials, citing insufficient evidence. WHO advises that ivermectin only be wont to treat COVID-19 within clinical trials. The current evidence on the use of ivermectin to treat COVID-19 patients is inconclusive. Until more data is out there, WHO recommends that the drug only be used within clinical trials. This recommendation, which applies to patients with COVID-19 of any disease severity, is now a part of WHO's guidelines on COVID-19 treatments. Ivermectin could also be a broad-spectrum antiparasitic agent included in WHO essential medicines list for several parasitic diseases. It is utilized within the treatment of onchocerciasis, strongyloidiasis, and other diseases caused by soil-transmitted helminthiasis. I also want to treat scabies. A guideline development group was convened in response to the increased international attention on ivermectin as a possible treatment for COVID-19. This group is an independent international panel of experts which incorporates clinical care experts in multiple specialties and also include an ethicist and patient partners. The group reviewed pooled data from 16 randomized controlled trials, including both inpatients and outpatients with COVID-19. They determined that the evidence on whether ivermectin reduces mortality, need for mechanical ventilation, need for hospital admission, and time to clinical improvement in COVID-19 patients is of very low certainty, thanks to the tiny sizes and methodological limitations of obtainable trial data, including small number of events. What do you think about ivermectin? Let me know in the comments section. With this, we come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it and it was informative enough. If you enjoyed watching it, make sure to hit that bell icon and subscribe to our channel to never miss any updates from One Healthy Life. We will be back soon with another fun video. Till then, take care.